Hi, my name is Cameron. This is another installment of making ceramics during the pandemic with the clay project. Today in this video, I will be demonstrating how to make a broomstick jar. Check it out. The first thing you'll need is a can or cylinder of some sort. Anything can really work. I'm using a soup can today. You can use a Pringles can, a water bottle, or whatever you want. And you need a plastic bag. So you put your cylinder in the plastic bag and set it off to the side. Then you're going to roll out a slab of clay. You want to make sure to be turning it every now and then so that you get even thickness and it doesn't stick to the surface that you're working on. Once you have it about 1/4 inch thick and even thickness, you're going to want to make the sides parallel to each other. I'm going to use my wire cutter. Just run it right down the edge. This isn't to cut all the way through, but just to make the line. It's your preference on how tall you want to make your jar. And then you can use any sharp tool, a skewer or a needle tool, to cut away the excess. Following the line I just made. Doing the same on the other side. Don't worry about making these edges, these opposite edges, even yet, because they'll match up around the cylinder and you'll be able to make them even there. So now that I have a long rectangle, I take my cylinder in the bag. And the excess bag, if your cylinder is open on the top, you can tuck it down into the cylinder, but if not, you can just wrap it up and put it on the top. And then you're going to roll your rectangle around your cylinder. You want it to overlap. So I have a lot of extra here. So what I'm going to find is where they overlap and cut down through them so that I can have a flush edge. Again with my needle tool. Finding where they overlap. Going straight down between through both layers. Taking out the extra. To seal this seam, we're using slip or water and clay. And you just run your finger down the edge of it and then squeeze it together to compress the seam. Put it on both sides and then compress. Squeezing together. Okay, so once we have a sealed cylinder, we're gonna make the bottom. The bottom is made from another slab, which I have already prepared. You set your cylinder on top of your new slab and trace around it, leaving about 1/4 to 1/2 inch space around your cylinder. You can take off the excess. And then you have a circle and a cylinder. You're going to add slip that will act like glue. Press it down. And to make sure it's firmly attached, you're going to fold the excess up onto the cylinder. You can make a pattern or you can just blend it in. It's completely up to you. You can begin to see what I'm doing. I'm literally just pushing the clay up and into the body of the cylinder. At this point, I have my foot attached and it's completely blended how I want it. As long as your clay isn't too wet, you can take out your cylinder, but leave the bag inside of your clay cylinder to create a nest. so that the cylinder doesn't collapse onto itself. Should slide right out. Should slide right out. And you tuck the bag back in to give it support. The next step is to create a coil to finish the top edge. For that, you just need a small bit of clay. You roll out like a snake. You want to use both hands going up and down to make sure it's an even thickness. Your coil should be about the same thickness as your pot, because we want the clay that goes into the kiln to be the same thickness so that it doesn't separate or explode. Once you have your coil, you're going to use slip again both along the coil and along the top edge of your pot. Okay. Then you just wrap it around your edge, pinching to compress and pushing down to compress. And then once it overlaps, you're going to use the same technique that we used on the wall and cut down through both to create an even edge where they will attach. Put some slip in between and pinch. Alrighty. Once you have this, you can start to decorate. To do that, you can use stamps or you can use slabs to create designs. So I have another small slab. You can carve out whatever you want to be on your pot. Say I want a flower. Or the thickness of any additional pieces. You want to make them, I broke it. You want to make them a bit thinner than your pot so that where they're connected isn't super big compared to the rest of the pot. Isn't super thick compared to the rest of the pot. So I have a flower. And to attach it, I'm going to score the back, which is just scratching it up. Get water all in the cracks that I've just made, all the scratches I've just made. Wet the side of the pot where I want to attach it. And press it on. You always want to support the pushing that you're doing from the outside with support from your fingers on the inside so that it doesn't push right through the side of the pot. So you not only want to push it onto the pot, but you may want to blend the edges in just to give it more attachment to the body of the pot. I've attached it. And as far as stamps go, I have one here. And with the same idea, supporting from the inside, you can use a stamp to press in any design that you have. So you can do whatever you want, really. Press all around, always supporting from the inside. And that is how you make a broomstick jar. Thank you for tuning in. Peace.